What's up, guys? So one of the fastest way to generate wealth and passive income is by investing in the stock market. But realistically, who has time for that? Today, I want to show you how to invest in the stock market without spending any of your time at all. In recent years, passive investing has just blown up. From robo-advisors to automated tools to index tracking ETFs. Now I want to take you over and explain to you what index tracking ETFs and robo-advisors and automated tools, what those are and how you can use them to invest without spending any of your time. But first, I must tell you, I'm not a financial advisor. I did not go to college for financial advising, and you should consult your own financial advisor if you have one or choose to get one. I'm just a dude on YouTube. So, take it as you will. So first, let's talk about index ETFs. These are all the rage right now. These are things like VTI and VTSAX and this and that all of the finance YouTubers are telling you, just put your money in and you'll become rich. Well, that's maybe partially true. Index ETFs. So an ETF is an exchange-traded fund. An exchange-traded fund, which means it trades on the stock market just like a stock in a company, but it is actually a bundling of companies or things. You'll see things like an S&P 500 index ETF, which means its portfolio very, very closely matches the portfolio that is in the actual S&P index, which means your returns and your losses will be very similar to the S&P 500. They have that for every index you could think of. It's got it for things like gold, silver, other things that you don't want to physically buy. And they're very useful tools in that regard. Something to keep an eye on with ETFs is their cost, because they are actually managed things. There are two types of ETFs. They're actively managed and passively managed. A lot of the index ETFs now are passively managed, which means their costs are very low. You'll be seeing costs around on the order of 0.06% with something like Vanguard, and an actively managed ETF can cost in the range of like 0.1%. But those will eat into your returns over time, so definitely keep an eye on those. So the next one I want to talk about is robo-advisors. These have really gone crazy in the last like 5 or so years. These are things like Wealthfront and Betterment, which turns out Wealthfront and Betterment are almost identical in every way as I was doing my research on this. So robo-advisors were designed to almost act like your bank account. You put money in and they will automatically invest it passively in a portfolio that matches your risk tolerance. They'll handle things like tax loss harvesting and all of these other things for you, but that does come at a price. For Wealthfront and Betterment, they both cost 0.6% of the capital that you have invested with them, which does add up as your portfolio grows. Now, if you look at the underlying portfolio that both of these providers give you, it is just a combination of index tracking ETFs. Typically Vanguard, sometimes you'll get tax loss harvested over to a Schwab here and there. So then you start to wonder, is the tax loss harvesting worth the extra cost? So now that you know some of the terms and tools that you can use, let's get into actually how to do it. So by far, hands down, the easiest way to do passive investing is by using something like Wealthfront or Betterment. You can deposit your money, set up some sort of recurring deposit to them, and they will just take care of everything for you, and you don't have to worry about it. Justin, my co-host of the Financial Illiterates podcast, link in the description, has used Wealthfront in the past. I've used Betterment in the past, and returns are pretty much what you would expect with tracking the market. They track the market or sometimes beat the market. Depends on, what the market's doing. And it's very, 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 very easy to do. Now, one thing to note on cost is it does cost 0.6% of your portfolio value, but because your portfolio is also ETFs, you are also paying the ETF costs with this. Now, I have links in the description to sign up for both. They are affiliate links, though I don't have any money with Wealthfront or Betterment, and the referral program gets you like a few $1,000s management free. So that'll help you out. And so if you want to use this, then go for it. Okay, so the next easiest method of doing this is the one that I use and the one that I recommend. It is using a tool called M1 Finance. There's also a link in the description to that. That is an affiliate link, and we will both get $10 if you sign up. This is how I managed my entire $140,000 portfolio right now. So on the surface, M1 Finance looks a lot like a robo-advisor. They automatically sell and buy things for you. You can set up recurring deposits into the account. But what they don't do is they don't do tax loss harvesting. They don't even pick your portfolio for you. And you're probably wondering, is that really passive investing? And I'm getting to that in just 1 second. So there is definitely an advantage to being able to manage your own portfolio with M1 Finance, but I understand you dropped on this video because you don't want to have to worry about that, and I will answer that in just a second. M1 Finance, one of the best things about it is that it does not actually cost anything to use M1 Finance. You can sign up for their M1 Plus if you want lower rates on borrow, and I've talked about that in previous videos. I'll link that right up here. I think it's over here. But to use the basic investing that you want from this video, it doesn't cost anything. All right, here's where the passive investing comes in with M1 Finance. They have this concept called pies. It's basically a portfolio allocation. Think of it like an actual circle pie. And in that pie, you say, I want 10% Apple, 20% McDonald's, and the rest, 70% and VTI. Let's go VTI. That's a pie. You can share those pies. You can use their pies that they have pre-built, which a lot of those almost exactly match the portfolio you would get from Betterment or Wealthfront. Or you can use the pie that I link in the description. This pie that I put together was based off of the Yale Endowment Fund, which has a history of beating the market. Now, past performance does not indicate future something or other. Also, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I have had a lot of money in this portfolio for a long time. I more actively manage my portfolio now, so I do not use it, but I have a couple of close friends that are still using this, and it has performed very well. So you can go to that link in the description. You can sign up through that link. We will both get $10 when you do that, and you can just 100% allocate your portfolio towards that pie. Or you can pick a different pie. You can do some sort of combination of the two. Set that up, set automatic deposit on your account, and you are 100% passively investing with M1 Finance. Now, one thing to note, these pies often do contain ETFs, so you're still paying for the ETF fees, but you do not have that management fee of the robo-advisors. So the last and most difficult method to do this, which honestly I don't think gets you many advantages over the M1 Finance approach, is to open a brokerage account and just manage all of these things individually, which means you will have to pick every single stock. They most likely will have some sort of auto deposit, but maybe not auto invest. So you'll have to manage every time you buy and every time you sell and portfolio allocation. So it's very, very much not passive investing. If you guys do know of any brokerages that support this sort of model like M1 Finance, let me know in the description. I haven't seen anyone else that does this, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. So to wrap things up, passive investing is one of the best ways that you can grow your wealth over time. Set up a $100 a month recurring deposit, $100 a week, whatever you can do, $1 a month makes a difference. And set it up to auto invest in one of these pies and just set it and forget it. And let's build some wealth together. Let's get passive investing, and let's get some financial independence and some financial freedom for ourselves. As always, if you guys like this video, hit that like button, hit subscribe, really does mean a lot, really helps me out. The YouTube algorithm learns that stuff, and they like to show videos that people like. So as always, I'll be down in the description if you want any comments, or twitter.com/Trobrock. Head over to the Financial Illiterates channel for our really random financial podcast, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.